before he died. And you can't hear me even though I've turned way up here.
You gotta get right on the mic.
Okay, so anyway, so 2 days before Ted died, we sang this song to him. And Wendy wasn't so sure, but I think he was trying to sing along, even though I couldn't, because going like this, but he couldn't speak anymore, so. But anyways, so. No, I don't know if I can be able to sing this, but anyways, I'll try. The Lord's my shepherd, I'll not want. He makes me down to lie in pastures green. He leadeth me the quiet waters by. My soul he doth restore again, and me to walk doth make within the path of righteousness, for his own name's sake. Though I walk through death's dark vale, yet will I fear no ill, for thou art with me, and thy rod and staff me comfort still. My table thou hast furnished in presence of my foes. My head thou dost with oil anoint, and my cup overflows. And I know a whole bunch of you know this song, so if you'd like to sing on the last verse, that's great with me. And I can't get up to the high notes anymore, but if you know that, just can't sing along. Goodness and mercy all my life shall surely follow me, and in God's house forevermore my dwelling place shall be.
Thank you, Janice. Now, if I can get Andrew and James and Mark up this way, please. And we'll have another song entitled Lord, I Need You. Here they are, Janice and Ed's boys. I can't say boys, they're fathers too. They're men. What can we say? They have become boys to men. But they're not going to sing any of that.
I confess Teach my song to rise to you. When temptation comes my way, and when I cannot stand, I'll fall on you. Jesus, you're my hope and stay. Teach my song to rise to you. When temptation comes my way, and when I cannot stand, I'll fall on you. Jesus, you're my hope and stay. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Sing along if you know it. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Yes, you're my one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you.
Thank you, James, Mark, and Andrew. I know that this wasn't easy. So I thought we'd just have a little chance here, if anybody wants to tell a brief story, anecdote about Ted. This would be a good time. So you can just think about that for a minute. The microphone is here.
Hello? And I learned so much about it. Hi. Hello? Everybody hear me? Just like when you get that.
You resemble him very much.
Hello? Can anybody hear me?
Thank you.
Hi. Some of you who don't know, I'm Mariah. I am James' sister-in-law, and I'm Alicia's sister and godmother and aunt to Catherine, who is named after Ted's wife, Catherine Lorna. Anyways, I'd just like to share a little something about Ted. If I get a little bit too emotional, please bear with me. My mother would always say, nobody is separate from each other. We are all in this together, like sticky goo. For instance, take the story I'm about to tell you about Mr. Ted Hurd. We met about 4 years ago at the Peninsula Retirement Residence, where I used to work. Alicia and James began their courtship. For those of you who don't know, Alicia is my older sister and James is Ted's grandson, who is also my brother-in-law. The way James explains it, he spent a lot of quality time with his grandfather. So as it unfolds, our home church, which is Peaceport Alliance Church, is also the home church of James' Aunt Wendy, who's the daughter of Ted, along with her husband Don and their 5 sons, who attended the same high school, Seniamo Secondary School. I always think of Ted as a kind, warm, gentle, and intelligent man. His wife, Catherine Lorna, is who my niece and goddaughter is named after. This is the kind of legacy that he has left behind and how interdependent we all are. Mr. Ted Hurd was a man of faith who inspired his family to follow the same path. For instance, James' father Ed became a pastor at St. Simon's Church in North Van in BC. His grandson Mark has a master's degree in divinity from Regent College. This is one very small piece of his life. Now that Ted is united with Lorna in heaven, I'll always love and miss them. And I'm just very fortunate that I got a chance to get to know them.
Thank you, Mariah.
Thanks, Mariah. Anyone else want to say a couple words here?
Yeah, I do.
And this is none other than Alicia Hurd.
I'm Alicia, as he said. I am the daughter-in-law of Ed and Janice Hurd. I first met Grandpa Hurd, Tat, or Ted, as he was affectionately called, when I first went out with his grandson, James. At first, when I walked into their home at the Peninsula, I noticed how James held his Grandpa Hurd in the highest esteem by how he related and talked to him. Grandpa was a man of few words, but when he talked to you, he had an infectious smile and asked good questions. What I noticed spending time with Grandpa Ted is that he loved his wife and his family dearly and was always there for them. Grandpa Ted will be missed, and I was honored when he got to meet Catherine, our daughter, who is 2 months old as of today, who he named after his wife and his mother. What a gift that was, and it is a moment I will always cherish. May Grandpa Ted rest in peace. This is a scripture that resonated with me about Grandpa. It is from 2 Timothy 4:7-8. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Now there is a storm for me, a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day. And not only to me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing. Grandpa will be missed very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariah. How do you know I'm a senior? Thank you, Alicia. And here's Andrew. Not Mark, not James. Andrew.
Am I close enough? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just want to share just a couple of thoughts. About 2 months ago, we had a memorial service for my granddad, David. And so it was kind of hard having to say goodbye to another grandfather so soon. But I'm just really struck by just the blessing that both those men have been in my life. And just when thinking of Grandpa Hurd, thinking Tat, I just always think of just his smile, his humor, just the creativity and intelligence he showed all the time. He was always interested in what we were doing, what we were writing, what we were wanting to do, and always just very supportive, always very warm, always very friendly. And so I'll always remember my Grandpa Hurd that way. I'll always remember his signature catchphrase, "How about them onions?"
Thanks, Andrew. We're actively trying to collect Ted's little sayings. By the way, if you think of any, let me know. Ted had lots of nice little sayings that were. So, Wendy's asked if Sam and Isaac and Caleb can come up and do their closing song. It's an Irish song, not Welsh, but it's a good song.
Shall we agree on the lyrics? One second, I'm going to Google the lyrics.
We've had a bit of discussion about what the lyrics may or may not be.
Oh, okay. The third one is,
I could sing the last one. That's okay.
there is a fair maid in this town. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it in D major.
Oh, all the money that e'er I Alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. Oh, all the comrades that e'er I had are sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be with you all. There is a fair maid in this town, who sorely has my heart beguiled, with rosy cheeks and ruby lips. I own she has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart enthralled. So till to me the parting glass, good night and joy be with you all.
One more time.
Fill to me the parting glass, and drink a health whate'er befalls. I'll gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be with you all.
To our grandfather, Ted Hurd.
I guess we should all say slasher after that. But in addition to that, Mariah is going to sing for us a lovely song, How Deep the Father's Love for Us.
So let's put the last line for you.
Okay.
How deep the Father's love for us, how vast beyond all measure, that He should give His only Son to make a wretch His treasure.
Thank you, Mariah. So if anyone else wants to say a few words about their memories of Ted, this would be a good time. I think we have Janice here.
So Ted was always great at fixing things, and he'd come to our house and fix all these things that needed fixing. It was so great. But anyways, I want to tell you about another story that happened with Ted and I. He was the editor of this magazine. What was it called?
Not the Telecom Advisor.
Telecom Advisor, yeah. So anyways, so I worked at this place called the HERS, H-E-R-S, and that stood for Home Emergency Response System. But it was also a joke because all the people that worked on it were women, so it's called HERS. Anyways, so he came specially to me and interviewed me about what I did. And guess what I did? In fact, Ted had one of these buttons. You know, the buttons, you press the button, help, I'm falling, you fall on the floor. That's what I did. I went into people's homes and I brought them the machine and I plugged it in. And then sometimes it's really hard in West Vancouver, the homes, there wasn't much electrical outlets and all that. But anyways, and then if they fell, you know, they press the button and I'd answer on the other end too and phone the ambulance and all that stuff. But anyways, I was very impressed with Ted that he'd be interested in finding out what I did and write it up in his magazine. But he was always so caring. He treated me so well, like I was one of his daughters. And yeah, he was a lovely man and always treated us well and helped us financially and helped us out emotionally, you know, when things were hard and Ed would come and talk to me. Oh, I said great wisdom. Along with my dad, they were like Ed's two mentors that really helped him out. And we're going to really miss him, but we have really great memories with him. Oh, and I want to tell you one of his funniest things I'd say, call me anything, but don't call me late for dinner.
Thanks, Janice. We'll add that to the list. Don't call me late for dinner. Anyone else? Here we have grandson James.
I had known Grandpa for 38 years of my life, and I always prayed that he would meet my dream girl, Alicia, and either my son or daughter, and praise God that he did get to meet baby Catherine. So, he was a daring, loving, kind, smart man, and he loved his family and friends dearly. He would always say to them, "How do you like those apples or onions?" Yeah, that's right, Kelsey. I admired Grandpa Herd for his hard work ethic and encouraged me to do the same. That is why I've worked at Safeway for 15 years, because he taught me the value of loyalty to the company. While Grandpa Herd was a man of few words, the few words that he did speak resonated with you. He spoke with authority and integrity. Grandpa Herd, you will be missed, and I'm very grateful that you were able to meet my wife and baby Catherine. And thank you for living for Jesus even till the very end. Grandpa, we love you all, and thanks for being in our life.
Amen.
Thanks, James. Well said.
Anybody else?
Here's another grandson.
Yeah.
Here's the unforgettable Mark.
Good afternoon. Good to really get close.
Hi.
Every time that I would go and visit Grandpa and Grandma Herd, it was a special occasion, because they would make the time for you. The visits wouldn't always be the longest visits, but you would get all of their attention, you would get all of their time, and it would be quality time. And that was something special. The cool thing about Grandpa is that, you know, he always seemed to be up on the latest technology. You know, he'd have the latest computer, he'd have the games that you'd never heard of, and he'd be, oh, this is great. You know, he was with it. You know, he sort of had an idea of what was going on.
He was a nerdy grandpa.
Yes, a nerdy grandpa. And he loved to just be with his family. He loved to sort of spend time with them, to play games, to go out on walks. He just enjoyed that. I remember many times when I was young, we'd go for walks, him and Grandma and my brothers together, and we'd sing about the teddy bear's picnic, all sorts of fun things. It was good times. In fact, he had this cartoon that somehow he had recorded on VHS about a teddy bear that comes to life, that becomes a superhero named Super Ted.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, I think there was association there. You know, it's like, okay, yes. So he always figured out a way to sort of fix things. You know, he could mend what you'd be looking at. You know, it's broken. You know, so take it and work on it and come up with a way. It was really impressive. But the thing that I'll always remember about Grandpa Herd, the thing that you can never forget, is he had a sort of a dry wit to him. You know, he'd sort of get a little twinkle in his eye from time to time. And it wouldn't come all the time, but when it did, you'd be like, ah, you know. He would say this all the time, and I never really got it, but he's like, I ain't laughed so hard since the pigs ate my little brother.
Yeah.
And that's terrible. And yet, you know, I liked it. It was always a joy to be with him. And he'll be sorely missed, but I know that he'll be happy now that he's with Grandma. So, cheers.
Thank you, Mark. And now his youngest grandson, Gilad, wants to say a few words, and I'll be the Google translator here.
I always speak before grandson. I love you all my life. Thank you.
That was pretty clear. Anybody want to top that?
I don't think so.
Thank you very much.
I didn't want to say like.
Wait a second. And then there. Granddaughter-in-law Ruth.
I'm not trying to top anybody. Yeah, I'm great granddaughter-in-law. I am married to Andrew Herd. So I come from a family where I didn't get to know either of my grandfathers very well. One of them was living quite far away, and the other died before I was even in the picture. And so both grandfathers were essentially the only grandfathers that I ever got to know as grandfathers. And so I have a lot of good memories of Grandpa Herd. He was always very generous and very loving, and he often commented to me. I was amazed that he was actually on Facebook as often as he was, because I always thought of Facebook as the thing that us young kids do, and so I was very impressed that he actually interacted on Facebook, would like my photos of the kids, and one day he said to me, "I really enjoy reading what you post on Facebook," and half of me was going, "Oh no," because I was thinking about it. I doubt he agreed with everything I ever said on Facebook, because I am somewhat of a militant feminist. But I loved that. It struck me that he still valued what I had to say. He still valued that the spirit and the heart that the things were written in and how they were written, even if he didn't necessarily agree with everything that was said. And I really appreciated that about him. And just how generous he was with his time, with his finances, with everything. We always knew that he was someone that we could come to, and he would love us unconditionally no matter what was going on. And I will really miss that about him. I will miss both Granddad and Grandpa for showing me what a grandfather could be. And